Hey guys, it's Zolva here. With so many creatures getting redesigns recently, I decided that I would try my best to redesign the SHRO. Especially since the SHRO now has a special radioactive lamp Q ability, I think the SHRO deserves a bit of TLC. Since my last few videos have been very chaotic, I decided to make a chill speed paint video. I always find speed paint videos super relaxing to watch. Is that just me? Anyways, subscribe, sit back and relax and enjoy the video, and let me know what creature you want to see me redesign next. To start, I sketched out an overall body shape and roughly planned where the features would go. Once I had done that, I then created a new layer and refined the sketch. Again, after that I created a new layer and refined the sketch a little more and then outlined it on a final layer. When I draw, I like to create a few sketch layers where I build up the drawing as it's just easier for me to add or change things I don't like. And it also allows me to kind of visualise it better. I don't really know how to explain it, but it helps. Usually when I line my other drawings, I use a textured brush, like a pencil or a crayon brush, but right now I'm using the default pen brush because I need the lines to be as crisp as possible on this reference sheet. When it comes to choosing colours, I usually stick to a more saturated colour palette to avoid it looking muddied or washed out. Since this is only a simple T-pose reference sheet, unfortunately I couldn't go wild with the shading or colour choices like I usually would. For this redesign, I decided to keep the colours similar to the original. I altered the colours just slightly from the original to fit my personal taste and mesh better together, and instead of the skin being the original fleshy colour, I decided to mute it into a warm pinky grey, so it went better with both the mushroom red and the pops of cyan throughout the design. Since this is a character design, I also had to limit the colour palette to avoid things getting overly complicated. I decided to just keep it simple with reds, cyans, and pinky beigey greys. One of the main changes I made, I think, is the body shape. SHRO's stance to me looked like it could be a bulky raptor-like creature as it stands on two legs and can run pretty fast in game. So I made the stance a little less flat and gave the SHRO's body a bit more of a curve. I also refined and changed the SHRO's head to be more bird-like and altered the eyeball to look like a goat's eye. Since the SHRO is a herbivore, I don't think it would have exceptionally sharp eyesight like a predator, although I did give the SHRO a curled talon on the hind legs. Hear me out on this, because it is usually seen on carnivorous creatures, but I think it would be used for mobility and grip reasons and kinda ties into the raptor thing that I was going with. It's kinda like an anchor when scaling difficult terrain. I also changed the toxic mushroom fumes to the cyan colour to tie it into the rest of the design better, so it doesn't look too muddy. I've also renamed it to glitter fungal spores on my reference sheet, as I think it'd look nice if it was more floaty, glowy and glittery, much like the Verklitzen's glitter on its design. I have also given the SHRO a white underbelly and red marking underneath their eye to add more detail to the design. Their fungus ruffle now runs alongside almost all of their body and it has darker trims to add a bit of spice since they kind of looked flat without it. Also, everything marked as cyan is bioluminescent and glows regardless of being a glimmer or not. I think the SHRO suits being a glowy creature as it adds to the toxic vibes. The glimmer version of the SHRO would have the white mushroom spots along its body glow as well as the under eye marking. The SHRO's iconic wooden limbs are still there because, well, they're iconic, but I did refine them just a little bit. Their mushroom shell overhangs the limbs, so their arms and such are beneath the overhang ruffle. Male SHROs also have little mushroom horns on the top of their heads, and the females would have no mushroom horns. However, I think the most noticeable change I made was the mushroom, which used to be only on the tail and as a hat on the SHRO's head, is now running alongside the entire body. Whilst I thought the hat and the tail was a cute idea, I don't know why, but it always bothered me that the mushroom on their head and tail were completely detached from each other and the rest of their body. So I decided to try out the idea of having their upper body a blanket of red mushroom. This could work out really nicely as a shell too, so when they use their cower animation they could tuck themselves up like a roly-poly into the ball using their mushroom as a way to shield themselves against attackers. The mushroom back was a super hard concept to try and pull off since the shapes and stuff were really confusing to do. In all honesty, I'm still not completely satisfied, but since this is just for fun and not an official redesign, I suppose it doesn't really matter. I do overall like the concept, and I would love to see an official SHRO redesign someday, and if my concept was liked enough, I could always revisit this and tweak it to be a bit more suitable for 3D modelling. But most importantly, how do you think I did? Do you like this idea for a redesign? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you would do anything differently, or if you want to see this in the game. And also, let me know what creature I should try and redesign next. If you've enjoyed this video, then please support me by leaving a like. And if you do want to, then subscribe to support my channel. But anyways, I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed these relaxing vibes. Until next time, stay safe, but most importantly, stay funky.